Welcome to episode 3 of Negotiate with Yourself and Win with me, Jeremy Sherman. And me, Jeremy Sherman. Today the theme is buttheads, total jerks, a-holes, horses' asses, creeps, trolls, devils, gaslighters, tyrants, know-it-alls, douchebags, psychopaths, narcissists. Not to put too fine a point on it. Yes, to put a fine point on it because some people are just that. Well, that's a point of contention between us. I think of it more like a behavior, a lifestyle, an addiction they can get over. It's not okay to treat them like they're some separate species of human. I think it's more accurate to think of them as human super predators, unchangeable no matter what you try. We wish they could change, and you're right, they're hell-bent on not changing. That's my point. They're actually the ones insisting they're not changeable. If it's a lifestyle, it's one based on not being a lifestyle, but being a permanent know-it-all state. I loathe these people. Me too. People who are absolutely sure that they're the solution are the biggest problem on the planet. That's why for 25 years now, we've been researching how to distinguish total jerks from everyday jerks like us. And really everyone, because we're all tempted to mount our high horses like they do. And we all indulge that temptation from time to time, jockeying for status, deceiving, insisting on things we want to believe, trying to rig things our way, being hypocrites. If you're sure you never do that, we don't believe you. No, the social science evidence is pretty clear. All humans are jerks from time to time, even the ones who claim to be perfect saints. Especially the ones who claim to be perfect saints. Some are loud jerks, some are gentle jerks. There are plenty of mild-mannered tyrants who have mastered the art of blaming and shaming for personal gain, with a raised eyebrow, a patronizing prudishness, a sigh of disappointment. Humans are ingenious, but perhaps no more so than in the variety of ways we've found to say, my way or the highway. You can bully hard or soft. It's still bullying. It's still pulling fake rank. We've ruled out some common ways by which people try to distinguish total jerks from the majority. Everyday jerks. And though we're obsessed with total jerks, it's more like as criminologists, not vengeance seekers. We don't hand-wring or get outraged about their existence. We try to stay strategic. You're not going to hear criminologists talk about how terrible it is that there are criminals. They recognize that criminals are a problem to be managed, not an outrage to be hissy-fitted away. We think there are fewer total jerks than most people think. We're trying to find a definition that includes all real total jerks and excludes all everyday jerks. And there are a lot of popular ways to distinguish them that we don't think work. The most common is by gut. A butthead is just anyone you happen to butt heads with. Yeah, most people never even wonder how to distinguish them. They just think they know them when they see them. That doesn't work. It yields us a world of butthead-on-butthead combat, buttheads accusing each other of being buttheads. In disgust about that approach, some people say, therefore, that no one is a butthead. Respect everyone. Love and compassion are the answer. Yeah, and anyone who fights is therefore a butthead. That won't work either. George Bernard Shaw said, never fight with a pig, you'll just get dirty and the pig likes it. Which is true as far as it goes, but it doesn't go far enough. Sometimes you have to fight a pig. You will get dirty, and the pig will like it, and still, if you don't fight them, they'll continue to ruin things for everyone. We respect where buttheads are coming from, but no, we don't think you can expect where they end up. Sympathy for the devil is fine, but they're still devils and must be stopped, which is the topic of our second mono-dialogue today, how to snub a total jerk. Speaking of where they're coming from, another way to try to distinguish them is by what made them become buttheads. Like if they had low self-esteem or were pampered, education deprived, the biographical approach to how people become total jerks. That won't work either. Many roads in life can lead to total jerk behavior. Another is by the attitude they sport, like if they shout. We already talked about that one. You can be a know-it-all butthead, prude, or beast. So many different butthead styles. Another popular one is by ideology, like left-wingers are buttheads, or right-wingers are buttheads, religious people are buttheads, or atheists are buttheads. But scan history and you'll find that there are buttheads of all spiritual, political, and philosophical persuasions. Yeah, history seems to lurch from one extreme to another, the last ideological butthead cult spawning the next ideological butthead counter-cult. like the communist cult spawning the libertarian countercult. Another is by their motives. Yeah, the problem with motives is that it's hard to determine them. Impossible, really. I mean, we make guesses about what motivates people, and of course people will report their motives with lines like, I'm just trying to do this, or I'm not trying to hurt you. But people can lie, and anyway, people don't always know their motives. And we have so many motives. Yeah, I never do anything for just one reason. So what's left? The moves they make? Like lying and cheating, hypocrisy and rationalization? We covered that one. Everybody indulges in those moves from time to time. Okay, so really what's left? Let's deal with the total butthead first for a sense of it. Who? Well, one of us, right? It's a monodialogue. Right, okay, so which one of us will play the a-hole? Doesn't matter to me, I'll do it. Okay, and I'll play the dweeb who can't keep up. That's fine. And then in the next monodialogue, you can practice some techniques for snubbing me. Perfect. But how can you say, hey now, good people don't interrupt other people? But you just interrupted me. No, I didn't. I was merely reasserting the standard for virtue by which we must all live. You didn't interrupt? I heard you. You're lying. I don't lie. I hate when people lie to me, so how could I lie? I'm all for honesty. If you think I lied, you're a liar, not a nice person. You interrupted to tell me I interrupted? You lied about doing that and then accused me of lying. Do you hear the hypocrisy? My hypocrisy? I'm never a hypocrite. If there's one thing I can't stand, it's a hypocrite. You're the hypocrite, not me. I'm the hypocrite? You seem to respond to everything with, I know you are, but what am I? You're accusing me of what you just did. You said the problem isn't you, it's me. As did you in response. So, we're even. No, we're not. Look, everybody is a liar. Everybody is a hypocrite. But only some people deserve to be. Like you? Yes. Why do you deserve to be a liar and a hypocrite? First, I'm not either. You're insulting. Good people never insult. You're a pig for insulting me. I'm a pig? You're a liar and a hypocrite. Name-calling is never acceptable. You're a name-caller. I'm a name-caller? Isn't calling someone a name-caller name-calling? I don't understand what you're talking about. It's obviously nonsense. You just said we're all liars and hypocrites, but that you deserve to be one. No, I didn't, but yes, you're right about me. Look, this is war. I'm both right and righteous, and you know it. So yes, if this is war, you're the enemy, and I'm going to do whatever I can to defeat you. Whatever it takes, because I'm loyal to my cause. And what is this cause of yours that justifies you doing all the things you deny doing? What makes you the one who gets to be a hypocrite? Hello, are you deaf? I'll say it again slowly and clearly. I am not a hypocrite. You're just a name-caller, and you're wrong about everything except me deserving to do whatever to win this war. There's nothing wrong with my arguments. They are perfect. They are logical. You're just a moron. You need to be taught a lesson. Again, what is your cause that makes it so you deserve to win this war? What is my cause? You don't know? Boy, you really aren't that bright. Yes, what is your cause? My cause is respect. My cause is righteousness. My cause is honesty. My cause is integrity. My cause is realistic, logical, and true. What are you realistic about? That this is a dog-eat-dog world where no one cares about what's true. Really, there is no reality. Everyone is just out to win. I'm savvy enough to know it. Unlike you and all the other idiots, I'll fight for realism to the death. That's my cause. So your cause is simply to prove that you're the winner? Wow, I just said my cause is way deeper than that. I'm for goodness, truth, virtue, and piety. I'm the hero who just wants to make things great. Unlike you idiots who think you can crap all over the highest goals in the world, I'm out to defend the highest virtues no matter what it takes. No deed too dirty for me because I'm on the side of righteousness. Other people could say the same. They're liars, cheats, hypocrites, bullies, and name-callers. I know they don't like to hear that because they're so PC. Hypersensitive snowflakes is all they are. So you think you deserve to use any dirty trick because you favor things turning out great. Don't you think that others want things to turn out great? To me, you sound like you've joined an empty-minded cult of self-aggrandizement. You're addicted to gloating. You're not devoted to any great cause. See, that's what I mean. You people are bullies. Do you know how much I suffer on this crusade for virtue? You don't care about how other people feel. You shouldn't insult people. It's mean. You're a mean person, and I'm not going to take it anymore. I've got to stand up for myself. You know the majority is against you. That proves I'm right. You know, Jesus and Einstein weren't popular in their day. Being attacked and kept down proves that you're like Jesus or Einstein, righteous and right. But really, what proof do you have that you're on the side of righteousness and truth? Well, that should be obvious. My side is winning, right? So to you, might makes right. Does that mean you think that Hitler was right because he won for a while? Hello, is he still winning? No. Maybe he should have, but he didn't. But we've won once and for all. Did you see our victory? I could tell you about it again if you forget. You probably do because you don't want to remember when you realized you guys were total permanent losers. You didn't win permanently, did you? But we will. We will get so tired of winning. You do realize that Hitler said the same. 1,000-year Reich? Well, maybe he didn't lose. Maybe he's due for a comeback. Do you notice that at whatever cost gives you an advantage in a war? Of course, and it's all war. Just people fighting for power, grabbing what they can. We're winning that war because we're smart enough not to pull any punches. You idiots are always moralizing and trying to live by some supposedly moral rules. You make us laugh fighting with one hand tied behind your backs. So you admit that you're a cheat. Of course, that's what makes us smart. And we're winning, right? You really have no greater cause than gaining power. You're so cynical. Shame on you. No, my cause is making things great, unlike you idiots who want to bully people and divide us. You will lose. We won't stand for your oppression. We will turn this world around and make it face the truth that we know and you don't because you're so blind. I mean, can you hear how you talk? You talk total nonsense, you moron snowflakes. You deserve to be beaten permanently, and we've done it. You can't win. You'll never win again. I'm sick of being oppressed. You oppressing us proves we are right forevermore. You can't stop us. We're for freedom. We will rule the world. We will rule all of reality. Never again will reality dominate us. Reality is for losers. I wish we'd been able to annotate that. Audio has its limits. Hey, but it's annotated up on YouTube. Same conversation, but with the Total Jerks moves named and described on screen. To find it, search YouTube for Annotated Fight with a Gaslighter. Wait, we said it isn't the moves that make a total jerk, since we all use those moves. We didn't even give our best guess for what distinguishes a total jerk. You're right, it's not the moves, since we all use them, and we did leave them hanging. Here's our best guess about how to distinguish a butthead. You know that line, power corrupts, absolute power corrupts absolutely? That's not the original. The original is better by 2 words. Power tends to corrupt. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. That applies to all the fake rank-pulling jerk moves. They only tend to corrupt. They don't always corrupt, but they do corrupt absolutely when they're used absolutely. When someone's moves are all designed to keep them winning every round, every exchange. We all try to win. But when someone only tries to win as though nothing else matters, it's a good bet that they're just being total jerks. Why they got like that is less the point than that they are like that. Once you guess that someone's only doing that, you have to switch gears, or they'll just lead you around by the nose. Buttheads are people who have discovered and dived headfirst into a bag of cheap tricks by which they can pretend that they can do no wrong and therefore are free to do anything they want and claim triumph. They're not just rationalizers. They've somehow rationalized always rationalizing. They've abandoned reality altogether. All that matters to them is convincing themselves that they are infallible. No mistakes ever. They pull out of their butts any inconsistent reason why they're right and others are wrong. Buttheads pretend to be God, eternally right, righteous, and invincible. Yeah, under the table they deal themselves a fake wild card and a fake trump card. Fake wild card means that they can do anything they want. The fake trump card means whatever they do always trumps all the alternatives. This wild card trump card formula is super simple. You don't need to know anything to use it other than a cheap bag of tricks that you cycle through, pulling out whichever one helps you stay dominant in the moment. This next monodialogue introduces 2 pretty simple techniques for disappointing total buttheads in front of an audience that they want to impress. The first is this: focus on their wild card trump card formula. Ignore what they're saying. Don't let the butthead lead you by the nose into whatever they pretend the issue is. After all, they're not paying attention to the substance of the debate either. They're just pretending they get to win every round. Stay on them like a bear trap. Focus on the way they've got nothing but that wild card trump card formula. And you know what they'll do in response? They'll use the formula some more, which will prove your point that that's all they've got. They're just one-trick phonies. Shame them relentlessly for it. Talk past them to the audience. See what he did there? There he goes again. People may try to shame you for shaming someone, which is actually hypocritical. More about shaming at the end of this podcast. And the second strategy? When they accuse you of something, don't deny it. Embrace it. For example, if they call you a name caller, don't deny it. Of course you name call. So do they. The difference is you're being honest about it. They aren't. Calling someone a name caller is name calling, right? You'll see how this one works. There are several examples. Right. Ready for this one? Let's do it. Thwart me. Here goes. You think that? You don't know anything, do you? Don't know anything. See what he did there? He's trying to turn this into a contest to decide who's absolutely infallible, him or me. Like one of us is always right and the other is always wrong about everything. And of course he wins. He's infallible. Hey, I'm talking to you. Don't talk to them. You just can't take the heat, can you? You're such a wimp. Step aside, idiot snowflake. Admit you don't know what you're talking about. We're taking over. You and your kind are fools without a plan. You don't even want things to come out great. Let the tough guys take over. We know what we're doing. Bravado, you hear that? His John Wayne act. He'd like people to think that there are tough guys and snowflakes, and I'm the snowflake, so he's the tough guy. Like he's never sensitive about anything. Desperate macho. I'm sure that like the rest of us, he's got his sensitivities. It's obvious from the way he pretends to be a street-fighting cowboy. Ha! You accuse me of being exactly what you are. You're all scared and hypersensitive. Not me. You're the snowflake, not me. Some people never grow out of, I know you are, but what am I? Now you're just being rude. You should be ashamed of yourself. Have you no respect for other people? Show some decency, you pig. You don't get to talk to me like that. There you go. Switches from tough guy to pouting like a snowflake. So rude, says the prude. He's neither all tough brat nor prudish prig. He's whatever keeps him feeling on top. No consistency. Hop from posture to posture, as though if he wins every round, it proves he's invincible. Hello, you don't get to psychoanalyze me. You don't get to tell me what I'm like. I know what I am better than anyone. Trust me, I'm right and you're not. I've got proof. Can't you tell by my insistence? I wouldn't be so confident if I didn't check with myself over and over. Every time I check with myself, I'm affirmed. I believe me, and you should too, you idiot. Right, like everyone always knows exactly what they're like. Well, if there's one thing I know, it's how to spot a total jerk, and bingo, that's what you are. You've got nothing, absolutely nothing, and I should know. I hate total jerks. I hate bullies and liars and hypocrites. That makes me an authority, and buddy, you're a total jerk. That's some authority, he grounds himself. He always knows with perfect accuracy who's a total jerk. Such an exceptional superpower. It's a wonder he's not given the power to police the world for us. Oh, aren't you the smart one? Don't get sarcastic with me, you punk. It's insulting. Shame on you. You don't know how to talk to people. You're offensive. You're not nice. Ha! You can't even hear the inconsistency in a single move. He's sarcastic saying don't get sarcastic. The guy doesn't understand words. He doesn't have to. He plays by one simple rule any idiot can follow. If it's good, it's about him. If it's bad, it's about anyone who challenges him. I bet he's given no thought to what sarcasm, insult, and total jerks are. He just knows they're bad, so it must not be him. It must be others who challenge his self-declared authority. He just plays top infallible judge and decrees reliably in his favor. That's exactly what you do. You're out of line. You don't have a leg to stand on. You're guilty of crimes of communication. Shame on you. You're fake. I'm real. I condemn your behavior. Foul. Debates are so much harder than umpiring, so of course he pretends he's the one deciding what's fair. You creep, you're just insulting. Indeed, I am sometimes, like everyone. But I don't want to just insult. I want to insult with careful, fair precision, not with consistent, relentless, self-serving bias. A minute ago he played brat like I'm some prude. Now he switches to prude like I'm some brat. He has his priority, and it's giving himself the false sense that he's invincible. He's a gloataholic, totally addicted to gloating. Well, you're just a name caller. Doesn't even notice that name caller is a name. Indeed, I am a name caller. We have that in common. The difference, though, is that I admit it. He doesn't, because that would violate his one idiot rule. If it's bad, it's about anyone who challenges him. No, you're the one with the idiot rule, insulting me. I've got my pride, my faith, my honor, my integrity. You've got nothing. You're busted. He's the kind of guy who thinks if he polices everyone else relentlessly for their moral violations, he must be absolutely moral. As though anyone who rules automatically lives by the rules. Heck, I don't even think name-calling is a moral violation. What, you can't call Hitler a tyrant because no name-calling? You can't call Beyonce a talent because that's name-calling? Sounds to me like a total hypocrite. Twists the standards any way he wants to continue to gloat, continue to pretend he's invincible. No one is. I shouldn't even be wasting my time talking to you. But he stays. I'm honored that he cares so much about my opinion. With all due respect, I don't have any respect for him at all, so long as he continues this masturbatory infallibility campaign. You don't get to decide who's a total jerk, you total jerk. Like you're the Pope, the judge. How dare you? I get to decide for myself who I bet is a total jerk, and I bet this guy is. Because he disagrees with me? Because he insults me? No, because he's following that one gloataholic idiot rule. I could be wrong about him. It's just my educated guess. And I'm sticking with it until he shows even the slightest curiosity about anything. So far, it's all just fake umpiring. Him calling himself fair and me foul without the least curiosity about his own hypocrisy. He may be deceiving himself, but I'm not buying it. You're not nice. It's sad to see such a pitiful excuse for a human taking down another human. Where's your respect, you douchebag? Who's the snowflake now? Can't take it in? Can only dish it out? What, like you never deceive, you're never a hypocrite? You never jerk people around? Ah, so now he switches to everybody does it. Of course I deceive, jerk people around, and exploit hypocrisy. Who doesn't? I didn't decide this guy is a gloataholic because he uses those tricks. Everybody does. I've decided he's a gloataholic because he's a one-trick phony. There's a difference between being a jerk, which everyone is sometimes, and being a total jerk. This guy talks like a total jerk because it's nonstop. Ha, you're just upset. Why don't you cry to mommy? Your panties are all in a twist. Like I said, you don't know anything. I do get upset talking to someone who acts worse and insists he's better. Someone who pulls fake rules out of his butt to keep winning. Like this one, if you're upset, you're wrong and he's right. He doesn't follow that rule. He just uses it to attack anyone who challenges him. You're not being fair. You should show me the respect you show yourself. Another fake rule, like everyone deserves respect. No, everyone earns respect. He hasn't earned mine because he's got nothing but that one idiot rule. If it's bad, it's others. If it's good, it's him. Never mind what's good or bad, so long as the good is always about him. That's either desperately low self-esteem or stupidity. But I won't take seriously anyone who doesn't take curiosity seriously, who just wants to bask in his own fantasy of infallibility. It's not fair. You do everything I do. Pulls equality out of his butt. If he's winning, it's fair. If he's not winning, it's not fair because everyone should be equal. What is this, some little tyke soccer game? He's like a sore loser who says, if I don't win, it's a tie. The guy can't stomach the thought that he's failing by fair and equal standards. He has to believe he can do no wrong, and will do all the wrong it takes to keep himself convinced. Well, you're just an idiot. Look, I can tell you are all proud and eager to show off your little bag of cheap fake infallibility tricks. You're really impressed by them, all that power with none of the hard work. But you're just masturbating in public, getting yourself off fantasizing about how you can best anyone in a debate with nothing but variations on, I know you are, but what am I? You're like an exhibitionist. You stepped into this proudly because you thought you'd have some way to prove me wrong no matter what I said in response to you. You sidled up, pretending you wanted a conversation, and then you threw open your trench coat to show off your wee little sort of self-certainty. If I was shocked, you'd say I lost because I'm a prude who can't handle a tough punk like you. If I was snarky, you'd say I lost because I'm a punk who shows no respect to a prude like you. If I walked away, you'd say I lost because I'm a quitter. You've shown nothing so far but that bag of empty, cheap tricks. That's why you're proud to masturbate in public. Your eyes are closed. You're fantasizing about how you're going to always be on top. Very exciting with your eyes closed, but we see you. I see you. You're making a fool of yourself. There's no talking to you, you butthead. There's no talking at me, but there is talking with me, adult with adult. When you stop hopping from bratty child to scolding parrot and meet me where we both live, two fallible people exploring for what's true, you'll find me right here, happy to talk with you. Until then, you'll get nothing from me but exposure for what you're doing, masturbating in public with your eyes closed so you can pretend you're the king of the heap. People who act like you, people who are absolutely certain that they're the solution, they are the problem. Get over yourself and join the rest of humanity. We're all guessing at what's right. You're no exception. Okay, there you go. 2 techniques. Don't take the bait. Shame them relentlessly for the wild card, trump card formula. And keep demonstrating the alternative. Don't deny that you use the moves, sarcasm, name-calling, whatever they accuse you of. Of course you use those moves. Everybody does. They only tend to corrupt. And they only corrupt absolutely when they're used relentlessly and solely to keep yourself on top. That's what makes a butthead, a-hole, know-nothing, know-it-all, total jerk. Shame them for that. And shaming, we said we'd have more on that. Yeah, and it relates. Shame on you for shaming, they'll say, ignoring their own hypocrisy. Or other people will say shame on you because love is the answer, always be nice, sympathy for the devil. Same thing. Don't deny it, embrace it. Of course you shame, like them, like everyone. You don't want to shame people. You want to shame with surgical precision, carefully attending, for example, to the difference between a jerk and a total jerk. Total jerks shame just to stay on top, with a reckless disregard for anything but dominance. To them, you're a shameful total jerk simply because you challenge their absolute godlike authority. Their goal is to swallow up all wins by any means possible. Their unconstrained hypocrisy is a symptom of their overall mission to play fake wild card trump cards. Why do they do that? Whatever motivates them to start, it pays. They're simply addicted to gloating. Nothing else matters to them but getting their next hit, their next buzz of godlike authority. And if you accuse them of being a hypocrite, they'll try to swallow that too. See, to them, hypocrisy is a status symbol. They get to be hypocrites because they're on top. Buttheads wear their hypocrisy like bling, a status symbol. They get to do that because they're much better than everybody else. We've got a poem about the merits of shaming total buttheads. Want to read it? We could end with that. Sure, here goes. I try to be a nice guy, but if you show up done, ready for a fight you're already sure you've won, I'm going to do my best to have you leave here disappointed, with your scheme to dip in quick, pre- and post-anointed, as the one who only tutors, teaching others what to think, 'cause it's attitudes like that that put the whole world on the brink. Hey, thanks for listening. We appreciate that you have plenty of alternatives, and yet you stop by here. Thank you for that. And boilerplate, like, subscribe, share, comment, critique. Yeah, we like all that. See you next episode. And in the meantime, go out and shame a butthead. Oh, and don't be one. Remember the mantra. I wouldn't put it past me or you or anyone to do what humans do. Yeah. No, how dare you? Moi? Impossible. I could never be a butthead. I'm exempt. No one is exempt from the human condition, including the human temptations, like to play God, which we aren't. None of us. Yeah, just because you hate buttheads doesn't prove you aren't one. Contempt doesn't prove you're exempt. Not liking it done unto you doesn't mean you don't do it unto others. Fair is fair. We gotta hold ourselves to the same standards we hold for others.